Hey guys, it's Shar, aka the Charm Maker, and today I'm going to be talking about how I made my enamel pins. So I have always been an avid enamel pin collector, and I've always thought they were so cool, and it's always been a goal of mine to make some of my designs for my shop. And so I had that opportunity kind of arise through Wizard Pins. I'm not sponsored by them, but I totally could be, so contact me. But with this, I saw an ad on Facebook, and I've been researching how to make pins and all the manufacturers, going through different websites to get manufacturers or just researching them yourself and contacting them yourself. It was all so overwhelming. So I went through Wizard Pins. So I'd been doing research, I'd seen YouTube videos about them, and then I saw an ad on Facebook, and I kept researching, and then I decided, you know what, there's a reason ads are targeted. This was the right one for me. And so I decided to go through and use Wizard Pins as my manufacturer. The process with Wizard Pins was super easy and super quick. So all I had to do was upload a PNG of my artwork, and they Pantone color matched it for me. Now, in this case, in the future, I will be sending out in my own Pantone colors for my next designs, just so there's not as much back and forth and to make it easier on the designers. However, for this time around, since it was my first time, I don't have any Pantone color books yet. I ended up just sending it in and waiting for them to send it back to me with different colors, and then kind of troubleshooting with it. Now they sent back a proof design, which I'll insert here, which is really handy. They talk about the metal they use, the size, everything. Now for me, since I'm a little bit cheap, I decided to use the smallest size available for my first pin, and actually they advised me to go move up a size, but since I was a first time customer, they let me keep the smallest size price. So mine are 1 inch big, both of the designs I did, and for the first design, they let me keep the 3/4 inch price. Now, what all this does is just allows them to send it to the manufacturer. So there's you, Wizard Pins, and the manufacturer. So they are like the middlemen between you and that manufacturer, so you don't have to do any of the nitty-gritty conversation, because I don't know how any of that works. I've never worked with a manufacturer before, so that's why I use Wizard Pins. I think I will continue to use Wizard Pins in the future until I get more comfortable and I'm able to just go direct to manufacturer instead of using them as almost a relay company. One of the great things about Wizard Pins too is that they do a lot of the design work just to help you. So you send in your PNG or file, and they refine it, create it into that vector. If you're not sure of how to do that, I do know how to do that, but I just have the PNG on hand, so that's what I sent in. After the steps of sending in the design, approving it, it was a pretty quick process. They have like a 2 to 3 week turnaround in which it ships from the company. Then after shipping, it's about a week or so, not too terribly long. My goal was to have these pins before September, and they came in literally one of them September 1st, so it worked out perfectly. So I did 2 designs, so I went through this process twice. I did my lemon enamel pin and my mushroom enamel pin. So initially the first one I did was the lemon one. I was really excited, and then after I realized the weight, I was like, I don't want to release just 1 pin. I want to do 2, and I had the investment, so I was able to front that cost myself, and now I'm just paying back my company for that investment. With the money I make through Etsy, I honestly reinvest it into new products just because I find that so much fun, and I don't need to pay myself as much because I'm living at home, I'm a college student, I'm not a huge corporation who needs to be paid a ton. I just love to reinvest in my own company and continue to develop newer and cooler things to sell to you guys. In terms of price, Wizard Pins is a little pricier. For just about 100, they send you a few extras. 100 pins was about $250 for the 1 inch size. So it really depends on your sizing, how many colors you want, and just the quality you want. Out of all the 100 pins, there were no B grade ones. None of them were a little messed up. They were all really perfect, which was amazing because I was expecting to have a handful of ones that were a little dinged up. But that wasn't the case. They were all made wonderfully, and I was really happy with the quality. After all of the payments went through, all of the design work, it was waiting, and I waited a few weeks. Throughout the wait, there's other things you can do because there's a lot that goes into selling an enamel pin than just the pin. After I made the order for the 2, I went on to Vistaprint and I designed the backing cards. Now my backing cards are very similar, just the change of the name, so it's Lemon Drop and Mushy. Now I chose those names just to really tie into, one, the lemon, it's lemon, and the little mushroom guy kind of looks like a little mushy guy. So that's why I chose those names. A lot of people do really detailed backing cards, but I decided to keep it simple so the focus is more on my design. Some designs of the backing cards with the pins makes the pin work right into like the background if it's a little character, and I find that really cool, but just for me that wasn't what I was going for. No, I just ordered them the little business card sizes, and that works perfectly because my pins are just 1 inch. But if you have larger pins, I know some people do squares, some people do larger rectangles, it's really up to you what you want to do because it's your product for your business. You just happen to be using a manufacturer. Once the pins arrived, I was so excited. The lemon pins came one day, and then the mushroom pins came the next day. Now, when the lemon pins came, my boyfriend was over, and I was just so excited. I just started right away, and he helped me. But the mushroom ones, I did end up filming the process of me opening them and inspecting them. Now, I inspected all of these pins. I made sure each one, all 200, were perfect. I didn't want anyone to move on in development of me putting them on the cards and getting them ready for sale if they weren't 100% perfect. So I wasn't going to put anything out there that wasn't brilliant. I wasn't going to do that. I wanted everything I put out to be something I'm proud of. So I want to make sure everything is uniform and perfect. After I had the pins all inspected, I began to take off the little backings. Now, I'm going to link it down below because I bought this little tool that you see me using off of Etsy. I used a little pin backer remover because I had read and seen that that's the best way, and I wanted to support another Etsy shop. So I ordered it off of Etsy, and it worked like a dream. It was so easy to use and just absolutely perfect. After taking off all of the backs, I went and stabbed them onto their backing cards. Now, I just used the washi tape method where I put little washi tape, the card, and then stab the pin through. I originally tried using a piece of foam, but my foam was too squishy and not thick enough that it just would have driven right into my table and was kind of bending the cards. Now, I wanted the cards to just be stabbed but not bent, because if they got creased, it just wasn't as cute in my opinion, and I wanted everything to look clean and professional. After that, I just organized them. The way I have them organized is in one bin with bins inside of them. So I have a handful already in their backing cards, but I do have a lot more that aren't pre-backed, just to save space. Now, I know a lot of people don't necessarily have them pre-backed, but for me, I just thought it'd be easiest, and since I don't have so many, the more volume that is caused by the pin on their backing cards versus just the pins and the backing cards didn't really matter because I just had those two designs, the lemon and the mushroom. I've been really happy with how these are selling. They've been doing pretty good, not nearly as good as some of my few popular earring designs, but a lot of my earrings, there's a few designs that sell really well and a few that sell every once in a while. So I'd say these enamel pins fall in the every once in a while category. I think they're going to do really well in person at a market next month, so I'm so excited for that. I'm still planning out the display for them, but it's going to be great. Overall, I really like wizard pins. I think I'll work with them again. I already have 2 pins from them, so I think I'm going to just stick with them for now until I'm able to just go straight to the manufacturer on my own. But I really had a great process with them. It made it super easy for someone who can't handle all of that other communication. One time I just started school, there's a lot going on, so using wizard pins allows for me to create my designs and make my pins, but not be 100% involved in the process, because sometimes I just need to let go and let other people take care of things, and I'm learning to do that, especially with my business. So 100% love wizard pins, we'll be using them again. I would recommend you guys do them or research into other companies, see what works best for you. In my case, it was wizard pins. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Feel free to like and subscribe if you like content like this.